So, one of the hardest parts about recording any game really on YouTube would be one of the hardest parts in general about streaming as well is just keeping up the talking and interaction phase. With live streaming, it can be a bit easier since you'll have a live chat.
I think at the rate I'm going with the powers thing, I'm like 1, maybe 2 away from storming her castle.
Okay, why don't we slow down there, hotshot? I mean, she just destroyed an entire concrete and steel bridge, you remember?
Right, so you're thinking one more's not gonna do it.
That's what I'm thinking.
Reg, man, you should see this place. It's completely deserted. I think the DUP does this to every town they get called to.
Apparently, that's what they say.
How do people even put up with that?
Because when it comes down to it, most folks aren't willing to trade life for liberty or the pursuit of happiness.
Nah, that can't be it.
There we go. And this one will be smoke grenade, which is one of the most useful powers, honestly.
Oh, I feel good about this one. You know, secondhand smoke is bad for you.
And then, nope.
Reggie, I
Guess
just took
not.
all the core relays you sent, man. Come on, I need more.
No, man, that's all you get. I mean, this bioterrorist thing has you all worked up. You need to find some place to lay low and chill out for a while.
What is it with you and laying low? I'm fine. I'm great. Give me more.
No. Now, I'm working on a possible lead with a detective on the SPD, but we're not moving forward until I'm convinced your head's on straight.
Hey, okay, I'll lay low. Whatever the hell that means.
Well, that was a lot of drug dealers. And unfortunately, that is the time skip. To continue my point, one of the hardest parts is the talking part, especially with games that have a lot of story in them.
Okay, Delson, I've got some information on the DUP's communications network. There's a central antenna so they can coordinate the movements of all the smaller districts.
All right, any idea where this central communication thing is?
Well, you did say you wanted to see it while you were here.
Shut up. Space Needle?
Space Needle.
Say goodnight.
Which, again, it's either you keep talking after, oh, that is a big guy, after the fact, or you have to talk either after the fact or keep talking over what's going on in game. And me personally, I don't like it when people talk over what's going on in game, depending. This is one of those games where there's a lot of talking in, and it really depends on what's going on. Certain talking, like just regular battle banter, I don't mind as much, but when it's more serious moments, that's where I actually do kind of care a lot more. There we go. Let's grab that one. And I do know turning off the auto aim in this game actually does help a lot. But this one, it's a mix between it helps a lot, but it's also pretty helpful to have it on at the same time. So I'm not sure whether or not the auto aim is more worthwhile or not. Oh, there goes that. Oh, then we got you here. Or not. So, another hard part about keeping the talking going is during combat. Sometimes, depending on the game and how good you are, you could easily talk through combat. But there are also moments where you have to focus a bit more than normal during combat, and that's one of the hard parts. Is just the point of you either have to focus on continuing the conversation with yourself or focus on playing the game. And that's also a big pitfall for a lot of people when it comes to stuff like this, is whether or not you're going to continue with talking, focus on combat, and constantly cutting out. Which is why some people opt to do non-live recordings for audio, where either they'll just kind of have the video that they recorded off running in the background, or they'll just be doing something else while recording audio, whether it's full-on scripted audio, depending on what it is. Examples of this would be, generally, whenever I do an update video, I'll do it through that route, just because it is an easier route to do it. Or it could also be just as simple as a voiceover at any given particular point in time. So let's actually go ahead and upgrade our powers while we're at this. And just like that, we don't have enough for anything else, but oh, there's too many people near that. So for example, this game actually uses the controls for the controller of telling where you're pointing to be able to do the graffiti, which is actually a really interesting idea, but I honestly prefer it just being pure touchpad based, and I feel like that'd actually be a lot easier if I remember right. I don't remember if it was infamous Second Light, which follows the story of a different character before Delson makes it to Seattle, that does it with the touchpad instead, or if that one's also motion controlled. Just because this, while it's interesting when you get all the extra graffitis, it gets kind of old doing it and can get a bit annoying. So while it's decent, it's not the best.
A man, a plant, and an aerosol can.
So something you can see is actually there's a lot of little bonus stuff that you can do throughout these, and in a district fighting mission where you can completely rid the district and make it so nothing else shows up. Generally I just go for all the different shards. There we go. A lot of damage, but oh well, accidental civilian killed. Honestly, I'm surprised there's even still any in the area. So while this game is interesting, it still follows a basic formula.
Okay, Reg, I'm here, and you were right. The needle's tricked out with all kinds of electrical crap and what looks like a bad aluminum siding job.
Gonna have to get to the top of the needle.
It's a nice day. I'll just climb to the top.
Climb. No.
Hey, Reg, hypothetical, theoretical, totally what-if question here, but what would be the explanation for how I might be able to draw the power from some conduits, say, oh, I don't know, Hank, and not others, like one of these dupe troopers?
Oh my god, so you did try earlier.
Hey, I'm not looking for an I told you so here, Reg. I'm just looking for an answer. I thought the dupes had those things locked down.
Well, I suppose that hypothetically, theoretically, it could be you can only drain powers from a conduit who has them naturally. A prime conduit, like Hank, or hopefully Augustine. I mean, the DUP guys got all their weaker powers from Augustine, so maybe they can't pass them on. Even to you.
Man, this stuff's even uglier from the inside. Looking forward to taking this stuff down.
Hey there. It's Betty. Where are you?
Oh, hi, Betty. I'm at the Space Needle.
Oh, I'll try back later then. Bring me a postcard.
Okay, if the gift shop's open. Bye, Betty.
Bye-bye, dear.
Aren't you a sight for sore eyes? This is more like it. I'm on the observation deck.
Don't let your guard down.
So now for the fun part. So as you go down either the hero or villain path in terms of your karma, you either unlock the good or evil abilities depending on what tier you are on the list. Oh, and that is not good. That hit all of them. Was not expecting that, honestly. I was definitely not expecting to hit all of them with that.
Well, onward and upward.
Going. You're almost to the top.
Just gonna quickly grab some more smoke before I go up there.
Alright, time to gouge out the eye of the needle. And that must be what holds it all together. What the hell? Oh, I haven't seen you before. Reg, man, they got a small army up here.
Good. Means you're in the right place.
Or that they really don't like other people playing with their stuff.
Come on, focus, Delson. Do you see any way to take down the communications?
Yeah, there's this anchor. Looks like it's holding all the antennas in place.
Well, so luckily that does heal. If that didn't, I'd probably be in a lot more trouble. So this is also one of those moments where a little bit of focus does help and go a long way, but it is hard to keep up conversation alone, which again why live streaming can be such a popular format is the live chat does help a lot at trying to prevent the fact that it's easy to run out of conversation topic and have that more human to human interaction and keeps the conversation flowing a lot easier. Oh, and there's the death. So that death, I deserve it, yeah. Slightly annoying that I was able to get the guy out so early and then I died to the easier enemies. But that's what I get. I was playing that pretty dumb. Definitely was not using my missiles like I should have. I know the powers that you get later in the game are obviously a lot better than what you get early. Please? Okay. There we go. To the point where you could swap. So this game runs off of the... I'm not really sure how to explain it without being too spoilery. So I'm not going to explain the power system whatsoever. But it should be a little obvious based off of the character interactions what's going to happen. But okay. Oh, there we go. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna cut it. Nothing bad ever came from getting new powers.
Now let's go grab the powers.
Oh, this is going to be epic! See? That wasn't so bad. There. Isn't that better? Woo! That's a rush. It
Now
goes
then.
away.
So this is the very heavy power. It should... They usually take out every enemy within a close proximity of where it hits.
Getting nothing, sir. You? Nothing outside our immediate area.
Yeah, Red. Let's go find us some prime conduits and get some new powers. We own the streets!
Take it easy. A few streets in the immediate vicinity, alright? The DUP still owns the other 98%.
But we kicked them off the Space Needle, man!
You knocked out their comm center, okay? They may be deaf, but they're not dumb. Kicking the DUP completely out of Seattle is gonna take time. We just got here.
You know what they say? The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single kick-ass tag.
Who says that?
The Chinese people.
Alright, and so we get to pick one of 4 different images to represent us. I'm just going to go with the basic one.
Hey, Red,
That's the main card art of the game.
see it from down there?
Are you kidding? People in Portland can see it.
I just want to let the dupes know I'm here, man.
What the hell is that? That's not one of the 3 who escaped.